Hello parents, thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. This is about the fourth time I made this video, so I'm trying to really cut it down, trying to eliminate all the bad things and just get straight to the point. So listen to this first little part, then you can stop listening if you'd like. The announcement is this. I am getting rid of iReady, no more iReady, after Monday. Students still owe it on Monday, but after Monday, no more iReady. The reason, I'll tell you in a minute. Instead of using iReady, students can expect anywhere from 1 to 3 problems in math a night that I will just completely and randomly kind of make up at the end of the lesson. Now they are not random in the sense that they have nothing to do with the lesson. They're random in the sense that they're just kind of coming off the top of my head based off of what we've done in that day's math class. So that's kind of the announcement. That's what you can be expecting. That's what you should be looking for. If your student's not doing math at home on a daily basis, then they're not doing their homework because I'm trying not to give them time in class to do it also. I'm trying to make them go home and do it. Use resources at home. There's a lot of topics, so that's kind of the announcement, and you can kind of cut it off if you want there. I do want to voice some concerns, some pretty serious ones, and if you want to keep listening, then please do, because it has to do with your children concerning math. Now, I'll say this really quickly. There are so many good things, and I sincerely apologize that I can't get into all the really, really great things. But out of respect to your guys' time and having listened to me, I'm just not going to focus on all the great things. But there are so many great things. Ask your students what's kind of going on. Hopefully, they can tell you some good things as well. But I want to talk specifically about math, and here's my main concern. And I've said it before, and I said it maybe to the students before at least. But I will keep saying it. But this year's students, they are really, really, really lacking study skills when it comes to math, but also for science, because I know what Mr. Arce puts out there, and I know they're really lacking those skills. 6th grade math, if you look at the core, the Utah core standards for math, which tell teachers basically what they should be teaching, not how we're teaching it, but what we're teaching. If you take a look at it, there is a huge gap between or difference in curriculum from 1st and 5th grade, or kindergarten through 5th, and then going into 6th. It's a complete cutoff, right? We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, boom, 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 some fractions, and then going into 6th grade, it changes. And this is why 6th grade math is not really made for the elementary school setting, because we are getting into statistics, we're getting into geometry, we're getting into algebra, we're getting into complex operations involving fractions and decimals and percents and conversions, and these are not your what you would think of as elementary school skills. And when you have students in one class who range from 2nd grade math abilities all the way to 7th and 8th grade, that creates some problems. But one of the problems that is pretty consistent, no matter who it is, because there are some very, very bright students and who are still struggling with math. The problem that we're seeing is a lack of study skills that have been developed. And so before each test is taken, students have a math study guide. That math study guide is exactly like the real test. It's a replica. I mean, the numbers are changed, but the wording is the same, all those things. I asked students how much time they spent. Next to their score on their last test, I had them write how many minutes did you spend during your test, and the overwhelming majority of them is 0 minutes. So, and by the way, this last test was horrible. Like the majority of students failed it. They just straight up failed, but they didn't put in the study. There's so much there. We could talk about this forever, and this is not a venting thing. I really hope you guys understand. I'm saying this because I want to present solutions. This new math thing that I'm doing with presenting the problems, getting it ready. This is one of my solutions, and I've been trying to make solutions the whole year, but I've really been struggling to get anything stick. So the math problems that students are going to have are going to relate to exactly what they're learning in class, whereas iReady was filling in gaps from 5th grade and 4th grade and anything that they might not have understood from those years. Math homework is going to be directed at solidifying concepts in class. That is the main difference. Students, though, with that being said, they need to do the homework. They have to do it. and they need to use the study guide and resources given. I'm at the point where I'm not sure on this. Don't take this as gospel or anything, but I am at the point where I'm not sure if I'm going to allow for test corrections anymore, because I think I am providing a disservice to students by having them create a habit of not studying and preparing properly for test, failing the test or getting a low mark, and then being able to make test corrections, and then on the report card they have an A and everything looks grand and oh that they're doing great, and in reality they're not. Like and I don't know how to put that in a nicer way, but the truth of it is that there are a lot of students who maybe have a B or whatever or an A, and they're not really at that level, and a little bit of that is on me, and so I need to change the way that I'm doing this, and I'm just so open to anything, but that's kind of what I've come up with because I'm running out of things here. So that's kind of what I'm doing. So iReady's gone, homework's coming in, and my concern is studying. Students just don't have that skill down, and I don't know how to put that in their head. I need help from parents on that. I need them to help them develop study skills. I need them to use flashcards. I need them to look at their pre-test and actually go over it before test and not come into a test blind. You just simply, there are very, very few students, and I honestly, and I put myself in that own category, where at this point with learning mathematics on this level, there are very, very few students who can come into a test blind or just wing it and actually like do well on it. And by well, I mean like an A or B. And that's what happened last test. The kids, they're like, oh, I was in class, I was here, and I was working on in class, and I got it. But they didn't look over the study guide, and they came in and then just bombed the test. And it's not them. It's not a true representation of who they are, but in a way, it's showing one of their the qualities or habits that that hasn't been developed, and that is studying. Students are not studying. They're not asking questions. I'm seeing a lot of kids, instead of, and I used this example today, kids, a few in the class just decide to give up, and they will just start doodling. And I said, instead of having your hands down here, you need to put your hands up here, because we're not getting any questions. I don't know if I need to keep going, if I need to slow down, but if you just decide to give up, then we have a new problem. So, anyways, parents, that's my concern. I know math's hard. It's not my favorite subject to teach, and I understand that. I understand it's hard, and I understand it's not everyone's favorite thing. But it's something there, and it's something that increases our ability to think on higher levels, and there is a lot of value in learning mathematics, and to be quite honest, 6th grade math is still basic, and we use it all the time, whether we know it or not. I mean, we don't think about it, and we don't think of life and the things we do in terms of equations and algebra, but it's there, and it's there every single day. And so I really want to help kids make sure that they feel prepared as they go into junior high and high school and whatnot. So I apologize, I know I've gone a little bit over, but I hope that this message kind of comes out clear, and that although I know that some of this isn't the most positive thing, that overall this type of conversation and dialogue between me and you, if you want to respond back to me, can be something that's positive and for a growing experience, rather than me just nagging, or a child feeling like they don't like school or math because it's so hard. Honestly, we can use it as a growing experience, but I really need help on making sure kids get their homework done, and that they're studying for tests properly, and that really, there's a lot of that has to come from home. So I really appreciate your guys' support, and love working with you guys kids. It's been a really fun year. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.